What is up, survivors? Well, let's get into it. All right, so we got another reaction lore breakdown trailer to Final Fantasy XIV, and this one is the Heavensward trailer. Now, again, there will be spoilers just for the fact of watching this outside of what I say. So there will be additional spoiler information and content that I will reveal that revolves around what is happening in the trailer. I will try to explain the events for those that are a little confused about the trailer and how they correspond with the story exactly. Maybe you might have skipped something or didn't notice something, or maybe you might learn something about the trailer or the history just by watching this. But again, there will be spoilers. So if you don't want to be spoiled, do not watch it. All right, with that out of the way, let's go. All right, so Heavensward, aka the Dragon Song Wars, take place towards the end of 2.4x. Basically, the Warriors of Light were betrayed by the Syndicate of Ul'dah. And that's where it's talking about like the however, and it's going through this little wording thing right here. You know, their light was threatened to fade. We were cast down. We were basically betrayed and lied to and framed for events that happened in the story. Because of your basically helping hand and Ishgard's problems in the Dravanian Highlands. This little walk you're doing right here to Ishgard, which happens after you're chased out of Ul'dah, is basically you taking asylum in Ishgard. You guys basically are rescued outside of Ul'dah, and then you fly to the Dravanian Highlands, just outside of Dragonhead, and then you have to walk to the Ishgard main gates from there, where you're led into the city for the first time. This is a flashback to when you were still at the Ul'dah Palace, and you were basically running away from the Syndicate and their guards, as well as people who betrayed you, because you were framed for the quote-unquote murder of the Sultana, which is her. I say quote-unquote. We'll leave it at that. This is where Raban tried to basically take revenge because he quote-unquote thought she was dead, and one of his old friends, who you thought was your friend, who was a captain, had basically been under Tedelegi's, coinage the entire time. He was a double agent, ended up cutting off Raban's arm, and then he got captured, and you and the Scions were labeled traitors, and you had to escape. And that's what this whole situation has been so far in the trailer. Right after getting to Ishgard, shortly after getting to Ishgard, the Dravanian Horde attacks. Not the same Dravanian Horde from the 1.0 trailer, because that was Midgardsormr himself, the father of all dragons and worm creatures. This is one of his sons, Nidhogg. Now, not the one you're seeing. That's not Nidhogg. That's one of his brood. Midgardsormr has 8 children. I believe it's 8. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure there are 8 dragon children that he brought with him. And one of them is Nidhogg. Nidhogg is at war with Ishgard for the last 1,000 years, which is referred to as the Dragon Song Wars, which is what they're going to be going into, because the city's in ruins, because it's constantly under attack. It just got attacked shortly after you arrived, and you had to help fight off a horde of wyverns and dragons. And during the events of you traveling through the story and helping them, you're also trying to basically, clear your names yourself as the hero and the Scions for the issues that happened in Ul'dah. Of course, since Ishgard doesn't allow outside interference from the rest of Eorzea, they can't come there to get you otherwise without starting a war with Ishgard. And of course, this is where we unlock flying. So there is this is the whole, flying part of the game, where we get the sky islands and we get flying and stuff. It was the first time it was in the game. Of course, you couldn't fly in 2.0 territory, not until I think end of 3.0 or early 4.0. I can't remember. When they finally allowed us. And then there's Sid here. This was during one of the later attacks. This was kind of like a little vision of a later attack. where we were trying to prep the entire time for the massive invasion that was supposed to come by Nidhogg. Basically, Nidhogg is at... Yeah, okay, let me finish this. Of course, there you go. There's the Syndicate, Tedeleji. He thought he was doing good for Ul'dah. That's why he did what he did. So here's the Dravanian Horde of Nidhogg specifically attacking Ishgard again. Your character job changes into a Dragoon wearing the level 60 AF2 set. This Dragoon right here gets eaten. Goodbye. I never can tell if he got eaten or if he just landed on the dragon's horns. But, so yeah, that is the Heaven's Word trailer right there in a nutshell. That's it. Of course, you do eventually uncover the truth behind the Dragon Song Wars. A little bit of a spoiler if you do not know this, because I know a lot of people overlook this while playing through the Heaven's Ward expansion. Again, this is a huge spoiler, so if you don't want to hear this spot, just mute me for a second. Nidhogg does not want to destroy Ishgard. He wants to torture the living hell out of them for revenge. He could have wiped out Ishgard off the map hundreds of years ago. He is just torturing them as revenge for what they did. What the forefathers of Ishgard did, the founders of Ishgard did. And that is the Dragon Song Wars in a nutshell. And that's what Heaven's Ward is in a nutshell. Basically, you uncover the truth behind everything, and then, you know, clear your name, and then you slowly start moving through Dravania and, you know, repairing the land and all that other stuff until, you know, 4.0 comes out. Blah, 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 blah. And that's it. That is Heaven's Ward trailer breakdown and a little bit of lore and a little bit more backstory into the events that happened in the trailer. The whole events that happened in this trailer take place between 2.4 and 3.1. Yes, 3.1. 3.15, I believe, is when the final fight with Nidhogg takes place. So, and that's supposed to be that clip where you see like him looking out the window into the distance at Dravania, and you see the big horde of wyverns and dragons and stuff flying towards Ishgard. That was the representation of the final fight that takes place later on in the chapter of Heaven's Ward. So yeah, hopefully this guide breakdown helps you guys understand the trailer a little bit more, as well as gives you guys a little bit of insight into what Heaven's Ward is about and where it takes place on the timeline. It takes place specifically about 2.5 years after the A Realm Reborn, and then 6 months after that, that's when Heaven's Ward officially starts. So it's roughly 3 years. And then about 6 months into Heaven's Ward is when the trailer pretty much ends. So basically it's been about 3.5 years, almost 4 years for the events of A Realm Reborn starting up until the end of the events of Heaven's Ward, or specifically the Dragon Song War. All right, guys. Well, anyways, I'm going to let you guys go here. Thanks for watching as always. If you guys like this little breakdown, don't forget to hit a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. If you have any additional information to add, or if you would like to correct me respectfully and politely, leave it down below and let me know what I screwed up on. I'm only human, so I might have mixed something up or said the wrong time frame or something. Just, you know, be polite. Okay. We're all human here. Anyways, other than that, guys, take care as always, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Bye-bye.